Yo, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I built today's food plan so that I can make sure to hit my calorie goals and my macronutrient goals, my proteins, my carbs, and my fats. I do these every single day, and I thought, if I'm doing these anyways, why not record them, throw them up on YouTube, and maybe it'll help somebody else figure out how to build their own plans too. Do me a favor, if you find this video to be helpful, please hit the like button on it, maybe even the subscribe button while you're here. I hope the background noise isn't too much. I'm in my basement, which is where my workout station is at, but it's also where my furnace is at, and it's blowing like the dickens right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the app up. The app I am using is called My Macros Plus. It's maybe a couple of dollars on each app store. Maybe it's free, to be honest, I don't remember, but if it's a couple bucks, it's well worth it for tracking purposes. So a couple of things. One is, every day that I build this, I follow the exact same 3-step plan whenever I am putting my plans together, whether I'm building them in the morning or the afternoon or whatever it is. It's the same thing. My first step of my 3-step process is I add in my pre and my post workout meals first. These are my daily staples. They're the things for me that don't change. So I add these in first, one, because I need to calculate them anyways. They're going to be in the plan. But two, it just kind of helps me get the whole thing started and get the first foot forward type of thing. So on my pre-workout and my post-workout meals, it's pretty much the same thing every single day. That's also another reason why generally these are the easiest for me just to throw in first. So I have a pre-workout, which is a protein drink, and then I've got another protein drink for my post-workout, as well as some gummy bears. These are the Haribo gummy bears, which is just a nice kind of post-workout carb boost that we've got there. So those I throw in first. My second step of my 3-step system is I ask myself, is there anything that I want to eat today that I need to make sure to include so that I don't lose my mind? You know, especially when you're trying to lose weight and you're in a caloric deficit every day, it can be easy to sort of just get on this path of like, I can't eat anything bad, I can't eat anything bad, and you start kind of feeling like you're depriving yourself. And so for me, one of the keys of my consistency has been to try to fit in like my cravings whenever I can, just for the sake of sanity. Even if I have to adjust the volume of those cravings, I still want to try to put them in here. So today, kind of unusual, I did have a craving actually today, and the only reason I had it today was because I had this ice cream a couple of days ago, and it's been calling my name ever since, and that is the Rocky Road ice cream that you can see it right here in the middle. There was a little bit left over, actually just like one serving left over, and I just kind of woke up today and I thought, like, I'm going to eat that. And so I added that in here to my meal, as you can see, first before I put anything else in there. And so now that my craving was in there, my step 2 is done. Whether you've got something or you don't, the next step in the last step is just start building now your food from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. So for me, here's how my day was going to be built. And this is kind of, for me, I can kind of choose my days because my work is flexible. So some days are just different than other days, depending on how the flow of work typically goes. Today, what I did for breakfast, as you can see here, was not the breakfast of champions by any means. It was a cup of bone broth and a stick of beef jerky. Now, that was because I was literally running out the house because I had to go do some errands, and this was around noon. So again, it was later in the day, more of a intermittent fasting type of schedule where I didn't eat anything before 12. And so I had just the bone broth and the beef jerky. And then so for my lunch, what I did is I went very basic again, which is I had a bag of the Uncle Ben's minute rice, and I just threw it in the microwave for a minute and a half. And then I also had a wrap, and all that I put on the wrap was corned beef, sliced deli corned beef, threw it on the wrap, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds just so it wasn't cold, and I ate it. So the first 2 meals of the day, very basic, very low calorie. And this also allowed me that room for that Rocky Road as well. And I actually ate something else that wouldn't probably qualify as healthy, and you'll see here in a second. But I was able to do that because of going lean the first couple of meals. But I did have to ramp it up regardless here for dinner. I do have to start getting some more calories at this point in the day, and I realized that as I was building this. So I went big for the dinner portion here, and I went 2 cups of liquid egg whites. I did another cup of bone broth. That's the chicken bone broth, unsalted. I put some fat-free cheddar cheese and some wait, how did I do this? Oh, I remember now how I was putting this together. So you can see fat-free cheddar cheese, plain wellness wrap, and down at the bottom it says bacon. I just typed it wrong and got too lazy to go back, but that's bacon that you throw in the microwave for like 30 seconds and it's done. It's my favorite type of bacon. I can't help it. I don't know why. I just wanted like a melt in wrap form. So that's all that those three things are. To throw it in the microwave and be done. I also have one buffalo chicken patty. This is the vegan patty from Walmart that you can get. Usually I have two. Today I was only going to try to see if I can get away with one and then see what was left over. So that was my dinner, a pretty big sized dinner, but even still, 847 total calories for that whole dinner, even though there's a lot of food there. And part of that's because of those liquid egg whites. All they are protein, 0 carbs, 0 fat. So 2 cups is a lot to eat. You get full fast, but there's not a big caloric impact there, which is nice in some instances. And so what that left me with was the opportunity to have some snacks. We know about the Rocky Road already. That's been established early on. I also did a thing where I'm going to put 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast. And then put some flavored yogurt on there, and that's what those first 2 are there. You can see the Rocky Road. But in the middle of the day today, there's a thing on here that says Choco Taco. And for me, one of my bad behaviors is once I start eating something bad, it opens up a door that's hard for me to close. And so I had some ice cream Choco Tacos sitting there in the freezer as well. So as soon as I finished up the ice cream, the Rocky Road, I just turned right around and ate a Choco Taco. But here's what's cool about this, and tracking your numbers, I knew that I could do that because of how my day was laid out. And even with that ice cream in there, and even with that Choco Taco in there, and the weird beef jerky for breakfast and all that kind of stuff, if we look at the total numbers at the top, here actually look pretty good. If we look at the total remaining, it says 152 remaining. That's underneath my ceiling, underneath my max. That's right where I want it to be. I don't want it to be more than 300 remaining. So like 150 is right in the middle. Like it's almost a perfect spot for me and where I want to be on my cut. At the top, you can see I did good on my protein. Actually, my protein and my carbs, I had the exact same amount remaining there. I went over on my fat a little bit because of that ice cream, but because today was sort of a strangely laid out day, and because the calories ended up being really kind of right where I want them to, I'm fine with those macronutrients at the top laying out where they laid out. I like to typically have more protein. I'd rather go over on my protein certainly than fat, but I'm not going to, for me it's about simplicity and trying to do the best that I can without feeling like that I'm doing too much and something that's unsustainable. So I'm fine with how this rolled. In fact, I think I still have to eat some of this stuff today. I just did the dinner. I think I still have to do the buffalo chicken. So I have some other stuff on here that I got to deal with. So anyways, that's how I built today's plan. Every day is different. Build it. You play around with it. It's like a puzzle every single day. It takes, and the more you do it, the better you get at building it. Again, the app is called My Macros Plus, available on all of the app stores. Thanks again for watching. Again, I do these videos every single day. If you find this to be helpful, please hit the like button, maybe even the subscribe button while you're here. We'll see you on tomorrow's video. Peace out.